Okay. Are you able to see the slide?
Yes, Didi.
Okay. Thank you. So today uh, we will discuss about the fourth chapter, which is about the Gyan Karma, about the Sannyas Yoga. Basically, it is about the Karma Yoga. Okay. So, according in aphorism 1 to 4, there's actually a description about the Karma Yoga. So, Karma Yoga is actually centuries old. In Bhagavad Gita, also, Sri Krishna ji says that I first gave this knowledge to the sun. He told the hierarchy basically ki, this knowledge actually of yoga, it actually first given to whom, then like a guru disciple tradition, it actually transferred to uh, one by one other people. So first of all, this yoga, Lord Krishna says ki I taught this yoga to, first of all, to uh, here it is Surya Dev. Surya Dev, but it's also to Vivaswan. Then it's also, I think so, this is the other name of Surya Dev, but yoga to Vivaswan. Then it taught to the Manu, then Manu to Ishwaku. Then like this, it's a hierarchy of the Guru discipline tradition transferred from one person to other. So Sri Krishna gave this same knowledge, which first of all given to Surya Dev. This same knowledge is given to Arjuna by the Lord Krishna. So Vivsavan, Manu, Ishwaku, actually these were the kings of the Sun dynasties. The name mentioned here is that these are the actually kings of that dynasty, the Surya dynasty. And the Lord Rama, Sri Krishna, he also of belongs to that dynasty, the Surya Vanshi. He was around 20 generation. Okay. So this is a hierarchy of the knowledge transferred from given by Lord Arjuna. Okay. So in the next shloka, in it is actually about the sannyas yoga. It says ज्ञेयः स नित्य संन्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न कांक्षति निर्द्वंदो हि महाबाहो sukham bandhat pramuchyate. So it means, actually basically this shloka is from the fifth chapter, and fifth chapter, the third one, the third shloka of the fifth chapter. Okay. In this ये should be considered the matlab, the knowledge given to that person who should be matlab, always practicing renunciation, who never hate, not have any desire, not any hatred, and he is actually free from all dualities, from any desire or any attachment, or also the detached. He should be a detached person. So certainly mightily the armed one, so he easily get liberated. So that is actually he told about the type of the yoga in this shlok is about the sannyas. Okay, the person who does not have any attachment, does not have any desire, can get the liberation easily. Then the types of the karma he described in this chapter are the according to Bhagavad Gita, the karma should be selfless and without any attachment, without the any thinking about the what will be the result, hai na? So that should be without any attachment and should be selfless. Though three type of karmas are described in this shlokas. First of all, in this 17th shlok of the chapter 4 is about कर्मणो ह्यापि बोधव्ययम च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोधव्ययम गहना कर्मणो गति. It means you must understand the nature of the all three recommended action: wrong action or inaction. So three type of actions are there: the recommended one, the wrong action, and the inaction. Matlab, neither a good one or the bad one. The recommended action are, you can say, so the good one, and the bad one are the wrong action, and neither good nor bad are the sort of inaction. The truth about these is profound and difficult to understand. So your action should be the inaction, not in a good or no. You should not think about what will be the result. It is a good or it is a bad. You just have to do the action without any thinking about what will be the result. So your action also related to the gunas also. So what type of guna you have, a person have which type of gunas also affect on his actions also. If the person has a sattvic guna, then he will do the selfless action. If he has a rajasic guna, then he actually actions will fulfill with the desires. Okay, like if I go for the war, I must be win the war, I must conquer the enemies, है ना? Then the tamasic gunas related to the forbidden action, maybe you can say the bad actions or the wrong actions. So in the next shloka, it is apane juahati pranam prane apanam tatha pare प्राणापान गति रुद्वा प्राणायाम परायाणाम अपरे नियतहारः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुहति सर्वे प्ययेते यज्ञविदो यज्ञशतित कल्मषः. So in this shloka, so still others offer as sacrifice the outgoing breath in the incoming breath, while some offered the incoming breath into the outgoing breath. It is actually incoming and outgoing is related to the prana and the apana also. It's basically related to the pranayam. To the people who did the pranayam, so they can control their the inhalation and the exhalation, or their pranas, the apana and the prana. So some arduously practice pranayam and restrain the incoming and the outgoing breaths, purely absorbed in the regulation of the life energy. By controlling your pran, you can you can regulate your vital energy or the life energy. Basically pranas are the vital energy. These are actually pranas are beyond the oxygen or the carbon dioxide you inhale or exhale. Pranas are beyond that inhalation or exhalation. Actually that is a life energy. Okay, so yet others curtail their food intake and offer the breath into the life energy as sacrifice. So the yogi people actually they control their breath and okay. Okay, so all these nodes of the sacrifice are cleansed of their impurities as a result of such performance. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, next is the Karma Yoga. In the seventh shlok of the fourth chapter, it is discussed. It's the shlok you heard many times कि यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारतः अभ्युत्थान धर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. It means whenever there is a decline in the righteousness and increase in the unrighteousness, oh Arjuna, at that time I manifest myself on the earth. At that time the Lord itself came in front of the people and regulate what should be the right things. Okay. Then in the next shloka also, the continuation of the first one is the paritranayam sadhu nam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Okay, so to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of dharma, I appear on this earth age after age. So he again appears in on this earth, and also take birth to regulate the dharma, actually to establish the dharma. So in many ages, since many ages, in the various forms, the god itself comes in front of the people to regulate the principles of the dharma. So the next chapter is now the fifth chapter, is about the karma sannyasa yoga. There are the 29 verses in this, and first of all, in this chapter, first of all, the true meaning of the sannyasa. This is the very first one of the chapter 6th first shloka of the chapter 6th. अनाश्रितः कर्म फलम कार्यम कर्म करोति यः सा सन्यासी च योगी च न निर्गृणः चक्रियः. It means the Supreme Lord said, the Lord Arjuna itself said, कि those who perform prescribed duties like the self-less actions without desiring the results of their actions are actual sannyasis. It means कि you do not have to do many different things or do the lot of meditation or do the yoga. If you do the right act without any attachment of the result, then you are the actual sannyasis, you are the actual yogis. Those, not those who have merely ceased performing sacrifices such as Agnihotra Yagna or abundant bodily activities by performing the various yagnas, or by claiming ki I'm do many lot of practices and I have achieved all those siddhyas, and only by performing your duties with these selfless actions, you also can be the true sannyasi. And how one should act. Okay, in this the 10th shloka of the 5th chapter, again it is like ब्राह्मण या ध्यायः कर्माणि संगत्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्र मिवा भवान् सः. It means those who dedicate their actions to God, like whatever you did, you go ki just I all my actions are only dedicated to God, totally devoted to God. So abandoning all attachment, you never think what will be the result. Okay, these are my duties and I'm only devoted all duties for the God. Then you remain untouched by sin, just as a lotus leaf is untouched by the water. If you put any water droplets on the leaf of the lotus, you say that is not absorbed by the leaf. They still remain like a they can't be absorbed by that leaf, actually. So all these sins never touched by that person, the actual yogi, if he perform all his activities dedicated to God. Next is the chapter 6 about the self-control yoga. In this chapter, there are 47 verses, and the description of the qualities of yoga rudh practitioner in this chapter. Okay, so first is the आरुरुक्षोर्नो योगः कर्मः कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शमः कारणमुच्यते. It means to the soul who is aspiring for perfection in yoga. Okay, who do ki I should be perfect in all my activities of the yoga. The work without attachment is said to be the means. So actually the ultimate things, do the karma yoga, do any karma without any attachment to the sage who is already elevated in yoga. Then the tranquility in the meditation is said to be the means. So you can easily achieve the ultimate aim by only performing the the karma, the right karmas. Okay. In the next, in the fourth shloka, to yadahi नेन्द्रिय यार्थेषु न कर्म स्वप्नो सज्जते सर्व संकल्प संन्यासी योगारूढ़ दस्तः दोच्यते. It means कि one who is neither attached to sense objects not to actions. There's no attachment ki what you are seeing, what you are performing. Such a person is said to be elevated in the science of yoga, having renounced all desires for the fruit of the action. It means he conquered all his desires, and he becomes the ultimate, the proper, the tyagi purush, or the yoga rude, the proper, the person who want to be the in the to want to achieve the ultimate aim of yoga. He can the person, he neither attached by any sensory things, by sensory objects, or by the action. He never. Okay. Yeah. Then what is a suitable place and the posture for yoga? This is also described in this chapter of the chapter 6. Okay. In the shloka number the 11. What should be the place and where, in what posture you can practice yoga? So, शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठायाप्य स्थिरम आसनम आत्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितम नाति नीचम चैलजिन कुशोत्तरम. It means they are telling in this shloka ki what type of place you can practice the yoga. So to practice yoga, one should make an asana. Asana is a seat, or it can be a posture also, but here it is described as a seat in a sacrificed place by placing kusha grass. At that time there are no today times not like a yoga mats are there, but at that time the kusha grass or the deer skin used, or and a piece of the cloth, one over the other. Okay, so there are the, you can say, so 3 layers. First of all, the kusha grass, and the deer grass or the cloth, one over the other. The asana should be neither too high nor too low. Okay, that should be become to the level of the ground, not too high, otherwise your body posture will not become in the right, your alignment it becomes defected actually. Though the place should be clean, and that should be a holy place, and neither too nor too low, neither too high nor too low. And asana is made up of the kusha grass and the deer skin and the soft clothes. This is the suitable place and the type of the asana described in this shloka. Just a second. Next, in these 2 shlokas, it's a description about the process of the dhyana. So in this taitre kagram manha kritva yat chitendriyah kriyah upvishyasane yunja yagya mogha matmah vishuddhyaye samam kayah shirogrivam धार्यनंचलम स्थिरः संप्रेक्षेह नासिकाग्रम स्वयं दिशाश्चाल्वलोक्यन. So it means ki seated firmly on it, on that the asana, yogi should strive to purify the mind by focusing it in the meditation with one pointed concentration. With one pointed concentration is actually the dharana, है ना? And the controlling all thoughts and activities. You can control your all thoughts by controlling your what? Sensory organs. Yes, sensory organs. And then ultimately by activities of the mind. By controlling your sensory organs, you can control your mind also, the activities of the mind also. So he must hold the body, neck, and the head firmly in a straight line. Look, what a beautiful description here about the process of the dhyana, है ना, कि your body, neck and head should be in a straight line. कहते हैं ना कि if we like कि कमर गर्दन सीधी, sit in a meditative posture. Basically, in the meditative posture, your body, neck, it should be and head in a straight line. Why? Because your spinal cord should be straight. It goes inside of the vertebral column. Your vertebral column or the back should be straight with the your neck and also the head. And you have to gaze where? Between the two eyebrows? No. Here it is mentioned the tip of the nose. Gaze at the tip of the nose, nasagraha. We can say in Hindi the nasagra, the tip of the nose, without allowing the eyes to wander. You, matlab, eyes should not move here and there looking what do the other people's do, what's going on, whether camera is on or not, what's going on. No, without allowing the eyes to wander. Your eye should be only focused on that particular point. This is the description how to do the dhyana. Okay. So in UGC NET question maybe actually comes sometimes ki according to the Bhagavad Gita, the gaze of the eyes should be where. So these type of the questions, you should remember the gazing of the eye should be at the tip of the nose. Okay, this is a very important question. You can kai bari aa jata hai, so you have to remember this thing. Okay. Then in the next, in the 14th shloka, Prashant Atma Vigat Bhir Brahmachari Vrate Stitaha Manaha Sanyamaya Machito Yukta Asit Matparaha. Actually, this shloka belongs to the Brahmacharya shloka also. If sometimes in some exams, in the especially Viva exams, they asked, tell me about the shloka related to the Brahmacharya. So this shloka is answered actually. So this is the one. So it means ki does with a serene, fearless and unwavering mind. Matlab your mind should be controlled by all these acts and staunch in the vow of celibacy. The vigilant yogi should meditate on me. Meditate on whom? To Lord Arjuna here. Okay, having me alone as a supreme goal. He tell ki your mind should concentrate on nobody, only me and only on me. Actually, that is me should be your supreme goal. Okay, so how to control of mind through practice also described in this chapter. Those chapter 6 chapter is very important. You can see ki, the place to perform yoga or the meditation, how to meditate, your concentration should be where. So all these things are mentioned in this chapter. So in the next control of peace from mind, they are telling asanchayam mahabaho manodurg nigraha chalam abhyasen tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gohyate. Then abhyas or vairagya, it's again described in this shloka. So Lord Krishna said, "O mighty arm son of Kunti," he is telling to actually Arjuna, what you say is correct. The mind is indeed very difficult to restrain. To control the mind is very difficult task, but you can control it by what? By practicing and detachment. Two things. It can be controlled. What? The abhyas and the vairagya, the practice and the detachment. It can be controlled. You can control your mind by the only the practice and the detachment. These two things also mentioned in your Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Maharshi Patanjali also described all this abhyas and vairagya in first chapter to attain the samadhi, है ना? तो practice and detachment, these two things are very important. Next है some important points of the 6th chapter. Okay, now 7th chapter. These are the important one about the karma, about the meditation, about the postures. Now it here by the 7th chapter. 7th chapter is about the jnana vijnana. There are the 30 verses in this chapter. So Ashtadha Prakriti, 8 distortion of nature are described in this chapter. So Lord Krishna said, earth, water, light, air, sky. What are all these? What are all these? Anyone?
Panchmahabhuta and Antakarana.
Panch Mahabhuta. Okay, Mahabhuta, Panch Mahabhuta. So these 5 elements, है ना? These are the 5 elements, and also what? The mind, intellectual and ego. क्या है? मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार are my infinite nature with 8 type of differences. These are the 8 जो है अष्टह प्रकृति, जिसमें कि हमारे 5 elements and about the mind, intellectual and ego are described. These are the okay. The Almighty Arm One, he is telling to Arjuna, "Ki know the supreme nature of my being, which is different from this inferior nature by which this world is sustained." So we are actually be controlled by this mind, the intellectual, the ego, and all these elements. But the Lord Krishna are beyond these elements actually. So Ashta Prakriti, these are the earth, air, fire, water, sky. These are the 5 elements. We can say the Panch Mahabhut, and the mind, intellectual, and the ego. Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar. So our nature is actually affected by these elements. So 2 type of nature is stated: the apara, that is a mool prakriti, and the para, that is a pure consciousness. Apara and the para. The apara nature is the ashtadha prakriti, and the para nature is who holds the entire world, the pure consciousness, the soulness jo that is actually, है ना? तो अष्ट prakriti apara, the mool one, is related to all these the 5 elements and the mind, intellectual, ego, and the para is related to the who holds this environment, the supreme being. Okay. Next is our type of devotees. Type of devotees also described in the chapter 7th, in the 16 one ki type of bhaktas, type of devotees. तो चतुर्विधा भजन्ति माम जनः सुकृतो अर्जुनः आर्तो जिज्ञासु सुरार्थिः ज्ञानिश्च भरत शर्वः. तो Lord Krishna tell to Arjuna ki, oh best amongst the Bharatas. So because Arjuna is actually belong to the dynasty, son of the Bharat. So 4 kinds of pious person engage in my devotion. So 4 types of devotees are there: the distressed, the seekers of knowledge, the seekers of worldly possessions, and those who are situated in knowledge. So though the distressed person are known as the artha. Artha, those who are in pain actually. Those, the person who are in pain, and during the pain stage, they recall the God ki kindly give me a favor, uh, please heal my all the sufferings, please take my all the pain. Then next, the seekers of knowledge. The seekers of knowledge, those who wants to seek the to know the supreme God, those are known as the jigyasu. to the seekers of knowledge are known as the jigyasu, to know about the supreme being. And thus the seekers of worldly possessions, those who wants to seek the wealth, to want the a lot of the property or the bank balance, like the worldly possessions, are known as a atharthi. Earth are the matlab materialistic things, and those who want to earn all the materialistic things or the worldly possessions are the atharthi. And those who are situated in knowledge, those who are knowledgeable, those who know the supreme, are the jnani. So these four types of devotees are there, mentioned in 16 shloka of the chapter 7. And who among is best? Who among the four is the best one? Oh, Lord Krishna, Jnani, yes. Among those four devotees, the knowledgeable devotee who has constant devotion towards me, because he knows about the supreme being, so he doesn't have any distraction, or does not have any matlab, wants other things. He wants the materialistic things, or only wants to recover from the sufferings. So that is actually the best one. And he's a very loving devotee also to the god, is the best, because I'm very dear to the knowledgeable devotee. Lord says this itself, and he is also very dear to me. So god also love to the jnani people. Next is the 8th chapter. It is about the Akshar Brahma Yoga. 28 verses are there. In this, some important points they are mentioned are the result of remembering God in the last moment and its progress. Malab, end moment, like at the time of the death, basically, and its progress also. WhatsApp or in chapter 8, 5th and 6th shlokas, it is mentioned. सुनो एक बार. नहीं. Okay. Okay. Shloka is not written, but I will read it above. Antkale cha mamev smaran muktva klevaram yaha prayati hisa madbhavam yati natsrad yatra sanchayah yam yam vapi smaran bhavam त्यज्यन्ते क्लेवरम tam tamai vaiti kaunteyah sadha tad bhava bhaktiha. So it means the person who leaves his body remembering me even in his last moments, matlab at the time of the deathbed. Okay, when he was on the deathbed, he remembers only and only the God, attains my visible form. There is no doubt in that. Whatever feelings this person remembers while leaving his body, he attains them only, because he was always been affected by the same feeling. So always remember during the death time, don't remember what will happen to my son, what will happen to my family. Again you will come back in this family, in this world, and again you will keep on rotating between this the janam and the mrityu chakra. Otherwise, if you remembered at that time the god, you will achieve the visible form of that god, and there is no doubt, as mentioned in this shloka. So it is very much important, and you should tell people ki, that's why people said during the that time, now keep remembering the god always, because he is the only savior for all of us. So these are all about the 8 chapters we describe in this. If you have now any question, to tell me. Hope